Hey, what's up, guys? Back at it again, Western NY Bigfoot. Going through some of the game cam footage. This is from our Primos workhorse, and caught some pretty amazing footage. I understand that it's a little blurry. Everybody always complains about that. We're trying to hold ourselves to a higher standard, but we do still want to share things. It's hard. The evidence we get is the evidence we get. There's no changing it. Do we all want the clearest photos of Sasquatch? We do. But in the meantime, I figured, we would share everything that we found. It's wintertime. We're going through, a ton of backpiled evidence that we've captured. So what I'm going to do is play this video for you. This is off our game camera. There's kind of like a little loop going on. I had already previously zoomed it in for you. And in the beginning, you'll see some movement back off in here. And then you'll see some movement later up in here. And I can kind of, narrate as it goes along. But I would like to say that pay attention to the wind, because there is a little bit here and there, and you'll see the plants move, but it's nothing substantial. There's no audio with the video through the cams, so that's why I just kind of pieced it together, and I was going to narrate a little bit for you. So let's go ahead and get it started. What I want you to watch is over in here. You'll see some movement. There it is. Does it a couple of times again. Right here, it's peeking out behind a tree, and as my friend walks by right now, it ducks down. We were oblivious to this, and it's probably 40 yards away. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom it in here. It gets a little pixelated, I understand. Relax. I gotta, at least share it with you. Totally peeking out, using strategic maneuvers, and then it bends right down. That's amazing. Now, this was like the second clip as I was coming through. You don't see it there anymore, so I believe they came this way. But the reason we were here is that we stayed here. I had that feeling like, hey, something is going on back here. You'll see me walk back and forth. And I got the camera on the backpack there. I got my regular, 4K camera. And we didn't catch anything. And that just goes to show you, I'm glad we had this game camera in place. We set them up. We leave them for long periods of time. If they capture us, they capture us. And I'm actually glad we had it up, because it caught this footage, back there. We know that there's Sasquatch. As a research organization, I understand the viewer is a little skeptical. People say, well, it could be a person or a hoax. Or I guarantee you it's none of that. There was nobody in the area. And this isn't a hoax. Now, if you watch back up in here, you'll see some movement, which kind of looks like the tree's moving, but it's not, because what happens is, I think it comes down the tree. See that? See them legs? See it like slide and it like stayed on the tree or something? I can't really tell, but I'll move my cursor so you guys can take a look. The leaves are up in here. I know it got really pixelated there, but something's going on there. And then it comes down the tree. Leaves don't come down. Did you see that? You see the arm move right there? I tried not to zoom in too far, but the software automatically makes us do that. So I can run it through again so you can watch this whole thing over. And we got to pay attention to our surroundings. We had cameras and multiple people And there it is right there. And luckily our game camera caught this. What I'd like to say is that the figure bent over looks pretty big, and it moved pretty smooth. Look how big, when my friend walks by, how kind of, it looks like at least the same size, but a lot wider, or the bottom looks bigger. And at that distance, you know, you would see clothing. You can't see clothing, you just see the shape or the figure ducking out, bending down, which ultimately is the darker color, like hair, fur, etc. Now, this isn't a bear. Bears don't do this. Bears don't stand on two legs and duck around and duck their heads and try to look smaller, but it's definitely big, whatever it is. And I mean, I say whatever it is for the viewer, but we know that they're Sasquatch. We know 100% these are Bigfoot that are being captured on camera. So stop telling yourself that they cannot be captured on camera. You guys have to go through your footage way better. You have to get into those backgrounds, and the thing is, a lot of people probably are capturing things like this, but they're scared to show it. They fear the ridicule that people will say it's blurry, or, you know, things of that nature. We understand this, but we need to share it, because people have this persona that, well, there's only like 5 pictures or 3 pictures of Bigfoot on game cams. No, you can catch them on game cams, regardless if they're, you know, metaphysical or if it's their physical, you know, body. We've captured quite a bit of evidence, and you're not going to get it from the couch, guys. You got to get out there. You got to research, and I tell people that want to research, you know, if you're a new researcher, link up with us, link up with somebody in your area, let them teach you. You know, they have experience, you know, you can learn from them, you know, just do it properly. Don't be out there going crazy through the woods, not knowing your local animals. And right there, it looks like it came down the tree and stays on the tree, which was intriguing. So that too, that shows that they're up in the trees. See, it looked like leaves at first. Over in here, I know it's so blurry here, I'm sorry, but you could clearly see something's moving, and then it will come down the tree. And there's no branches here. And there it goes. You can see that, and like clearly moves down the tree. So they are using the trees. You know, people's theories are right. It just seems that they're always just out of range. This seems to be, I'm guessing that this is 40 yards, but if we go from the camera to this big tree here, I'm going to say that's what, 10 yards. So times that by 4 or 5, 40, 50 yards. And the game cam, the thing about the game cam is they must have set it off. Like, came through, or it caught them moving, and when it did that, it triggered on, but they were already back there. Maybe they heard us coming through or seen us, like that's why they were peeking. But I believe that they're the ones that set it off, and you know, they went and hid or whatever, and we just happened to be coming through, because I think this footage is amazing as it peeks out. I believe this is a 8 megapixel camera, 6 or 8 on this Primos. It's not the best quality, but if we didn't share anything, you know, people wouldn't be able to see this kind of stuff. There's a lot of people that can't get into the woods, they can't enjoy it. There's a lot of enthusiasts that love this stuff, and then there's people that hate it. But I tell everybody, just share what you have, no matter what. Just share it. You have to take the evidence as a whole. If you start compiling, and if you start way back and like start at the beginning of our channel, you can see how we've progressed, how we've captured the evidence. In essence, we've grown, we've learned. Where they are at certain times of year, things they do, possible things that they eat, what do they do with the wood, Are they eating the wood and not the grubs that are in the trees? The way they use the trees more often, they stay at the bases. A lot of times they climb up in them. There's a whole bunch of stuff, things we've learned about structures. I just recently seen, not to break subject, but a person in Pennsylvania, I just commented on their post. They found a tree structure that had been added to within a week, and I told them, I said, I'm going to tell you, based on our theory, you need to spend as much time as you can there over the next 30 or 45 days, and get some game cameras up, because you should most likely have some type of encounter there. Because if you find an area that they're frequenting and building more to structures, and in that given amount of time, that little time frame, you can get lucky. And people always ask me, well, what times, or how come you're always going out in the day? Well, let me reiterate this. Most of our best footage is taken during the daytime. If you consider Patty or Freeman, or there's, the Independence footage, or the 4th of July footage, whatever that one was, all the footage we catch, you're not going to catch anything at night. You might have one or two good FLIR videos, but they're hard to catch, So I tell people, it's smarter to go in the day. You can see, you're not worried about really bears being out, so on and so forth, but they're more out at night. So, get out there, get hiking, get off trail. I mean, even if it's like 200 or 300 yards off trail, because what we've learned is they'll come to the trailheads or near the trails where they have a good vantage point, where there's a valley or a ridge or somewhere you can't get to, but they have an observation point to watch that trail. How do I put this? We as people are like, we're their movie. They get to sit there and watch us and learn from us, and throw stuff at us. So that's why they do that. They sit where it's secure. We used to talk about the military crest of the hills, and you very seldom find them right on the flatland. They're always near ravines and valleys or hills, and it's just easier to escape. It really is. You can hide better, and so I just wanted to share this footage. I hope you like it. Like, sub, and share. We appreciate it. We'll just keep sharing as it keeps coming in. And have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thanks, guys.